Now tonight's installment of Life Lessons, a series of letters some of our 55 and older viewers wrote in the hopes of passing down wisdom to the people following in their steps. Paul Viglianti from Fort Wayne admits he's been a bit thick-headed at times in his life, so it's not all that surprising he learned his lesson the hard way.
Number one, the balance in your life between your marriage, your family, and your work. I don't think anyone wants to go through 2 divorces, because it's difficult for everyone you're associated with.
The impression I got was that you didn't balance your life well enough between marriage, family, and work when your kids were growing up.
If you don't have that balance, you get whopper-jawed, and it cost me a couple of marriages.
Paul Viglianti spent much of his career working in sports information for several colleges.
I've been in sports and entertainment, I've been in college athletics, and what happens is that can consume you because of the hours. The whole persona was to outwork and outrun your competition and be competitive and get to the top in whatever you were doing. And I think the issue back then was it was to make money, and it was the almighty dollar. Not that it isn't now, but I see more of a balance. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd go back and put family first.
Fortunately, Paul's 3 grown daughters, with whom he has good relationships, can see his past mistake for what it was, the result of a blind spot, not intentional neglect.
Maybe you have to get hit on the head. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes it does take hitting rock bottom to drive lessons through our thick skulls. That's just how it is.
It actually took something close to that. Turns out the career was not only a merciless mistress on his marriages, but his health. 10 years ago, Paul had a stroke at age 54.
To go through a stroke and survive, and then realize that, you know what? Hey, you got a second chance at this.
It's a second chance he's making the most of. He's married again, this time to Georgianne, a nurse. They met in the hospital after Paul's stroke, and he's balancing his roles as a husband and grandfather with his work as a career coach at Trine University, where he's able to pass on his hard-earned wisdom to students.
Another mentor told me, he said, put your life in 5-year increments. And I thought, that's interesting. He said, because it fits everything. It fits your career goals, your family goals. I keep telling our students at Trine, if you exceed those expectations before 5 years, reevaluate, redo it again. But keep on that track, and you're going to be able to have some balance in a lot of different ways.
Tomorrow, you'll meet a man whose wife kept a pretty big secret from him, and while normally that doesn't sound like a good thing, in this case, he certainly didn't mind.